Hi, this is Marcy and Connie here at 1033 Main Salon and Spa in beautiful Mumford, New York. If you've been following our videos, you know then that Connie formerly had very long hair, but about 2 weeks ago we cut it all off into an angled bob, or sometimes called an A-line bob or a swing bob. And that video has been very popular. But we've also had people asking about styling the bob. There actually is quite a lot you can do with this. It's a classic cut and shape. It keeps staying trendy for certain reasons. One is that it's very flattering to most people, but another reason is because it is actually very versatile. You don't have to just wear this. And we're going to show you today styling it for volume, especially because a lot of people with fine hair like to get their hair cut in a bob. It takes advantage of the lightness and gives it a lot of movement, but it also gives it a solid form if you don't do a lot of layering. Now Connie does have an undercut back here and some layering through here. And in fact, we were just noticing that even though it's only been about 2 weeks since she had it cut, the taper back here has really filled in. It's really grown in quite a bit. Now, one of the things we're going to do to get volume is create contrast. And this is a good idea too if you have thinning hair and you're trying to get things to look more voluminous through the top. I'm going to use a product here called White Tea Satin Paste. I'm just going to use a very little bit. I don't need a lot because all I want to do is bring this tapered area in close to the head. By keeping this close to the head, as we style the top for volume, the contrast between these two, in terms of volume, is going to make this look very full, compared to if we just dried it all out full all at the same time. And I'm going to start by putting my satin paste in there. I'm going to take my blow dryer, and I have an air concentrator on that. This is a mystery to a lot of people, the airflow concentrator, but the reason it's important is because it lets me keep the air right here where I want it. I want to comb the rest of this up out of the way, and since I'm doing that, I might as well put it in the opposite direction of how it's going to lay. So we're going to bring this back, but this lets the roots here start drying for more volume. A lot of the time, people who want volume will bend at the waist so their hair is hanging upside down. This kind of starts you out in a similar thing. You're drying the roots in that position away from where they're going to fall. But at the same time, this lets me dry the hair very close to the head underneath. With a bob? No. Do you have to do any of this with a bob? No, the beauty of the bob is that it can actually sort of fall into place nicely for most people and be a very low maintenance. This is if you want to dress it up, if you want to maximize the volume. Now, I'm going to go through the rest of Connie's hair with this product from Benefactor, which I love. It's called Be Clever Dressing Cream. I love the Benefactor products, and we're going to use 2 of them today. I'm just going to give that one good pump. I want to get it all over my hands, and I'm only going to use my fingertips, even though I've got it all over my hands, because that gives me control of where I put the product. And I'm going to pull through. Now, as I've worked the product off my fingertips, I'm going to come back to the reservoir, which is the palms of my hands, and get more product on my fingertips. And again, just using my fingertips, work that product through the hair. I recommend this method, which I did learn from Benefactor, in applying all of your hair products, because you really do get much better control over the distribution of product rather than, you know, big ball of something and slap it on your head and hope you comb it through evenly or hope you don't get too much oil. This is a great way to control the use of your product. So we got that all in. I still have a little bit here that I'm going to slide up underneath with. And that way we don't have so much product on the ends of the hair, but we do have some. And this product is going to help us to achieve our volume. And I'm going to come in. Connie's hair has a tendency to part naturally a little bit off center. So all I'm doing is bringing my comb in across the top, bringing it back, and observing where the hair splits. And just pick one and comb it over. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about asymmetry in your hair design, because if you are trying to make your hair, especially fine hair, I just had a few pieces I want to get, look fuller, asymmetry is your friend. There's a little asymmetry in the length of the cut because of the off-center part. If she parted it at the center, it actually is symmetrical. But because her hair parts off-center, it builds a little bit of asymmetry into the design. And then there's also, with the side part, I just can't quite get last piece. With the side part, there's also asymmetry of volume in the hair because there's so much extra hair going over to the right than there is on the left. That's good because when your eye sees asymmetry, your eye fills in the difference. And so if you have someone with very fine hair or very thin hair and you part it so that it's the same on both sides, you part a center part, it is going to look smaller than if you take that same hair and do an off-center part or an asymmetrical cut or both. It gives a little more fullness. So now we've got our product in the hair, our Be Clever dressing cream. I'm going to show you a way that you can dry it that's going to add to the volume. There's lots you could do. You can bend at the waist and flip your head down and let your hair dry upside down. We're going to do a similar thing, but without all of that. I'm just going to comb it away from where it's going to fall. I'm using a round brush. We're going to bring this up. And I'm going to dry the roots in that upward position. And then catch it with the brush and bend it down to put the rounding in that I want. And the big thing is to get those roots dried in that upward position. I'm also going to use the cool shot button on my dryer. Explain that in a second. Heat helps the hair take a new form, but the cool air locks that shape in. So when you're drying your hair and you have a shape that you really want to lock into the hair, use the warm air to get the shape you want, and then follow it up by holding the cool air at it. So I'm holding that cool air right at the root. We're locking in that volume. And you can see already how much volume she's getting. Connie's hair has a tendency, because it is fine, to lay down against her head. This volume here already is incredible for Connie's hair. Just going to do a little more of that. Give it the cool air. If you want to lock that bend in at the end, give it the cool air. And you can see we're getting a lot of volume back. Now, I'm going to go around Connie's whole head and dry it this way. Same thing on the back. And then we'll talk a little bit about drying the top area up here and how we're going to get lift through there. I'll see you in a moment what to do with this. Again, I want to follow the principle that we're going to dry it against the direction that we're going to lay it in. And we're parting her hair there and bringing it over this way. So I'm going to dry this hair in the opposite direction. And again, it's very important to keep the dryer moving. Having the nozzle separates the heat source a little bit from the hair, so I can move it in a little closer. But still, this dryer is very hot. If I keep it in one place for very long, it's going to build up heat and burn her scalp. And of course, we don't like to do that sort of thing at all. So I'm and our clients don't like it either. So we just want to keep it moving. We're going to get those roots dry. And now I'm going to go through with the cool button and cool that hair down still in that opposite direction. I'll even bring some of this over and get that all cooled down. Now I'm going to grab my round brush. I'm going to start here and go through again. A little bit of heat. We're going to put some bend in the ends and then follow up the heat with a moment of cooler air. I'm going to get that lift. And because we've got such nice lift underneath, that's going to support these longer pieces of hair too. So even if you dry the underneath and you think it looks too puffy, when you drop this hair over it, it's going to even out. It'll be perfect. So I'm following the angle of her hair, which is shorter at the crown and longer to the front. And I want to follow that in terms of how the bend lays in the hair. This hair on the back, if I want to keep the part deep into the crown, I can bring that over to the side like that. But I'm going to bring it back. That strides forward, and we're going to have a lot more lift even here through the crown. Putting a little bend in and following up with the cool button. And that's going to give us gorgeous volume through the crown. Here, I'm going to come back around. And that's all I'm going to do with this. I'm going to complete the top area drying in the same manner. If you want more volume in it. But I'm going to use this product, also by Benefactor. I love this product for volume. I think it's teasing in a bottle. It's called Be More Texturizing Powder. And all you do, you actually have complete control over the product too, because it has the little openings kind of like a powder bottle has. And if you want a lot of product, you can open them all the way. But if you just want a little sprinkle of product, you close them halfway. And you can use that. So I'm actually going to open it up, not quite all the way. But I do want some product in here. And it's this simple. Lift the hair up, take a section. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit at the root, take another section across, another little sprinkle across the root. It's kind of like fairy dust. It's very light. And then a little sprinkle here. And I'm going to activate the product by just massaging it in and pulling my hands through the hair. I'm just going to, and the more you work with it, the bigger your hair is going to get, and the more it's going to bring out texture. And just do a little massaging into the hair, and look at the volume that we're getting through the crown, just from the few sprinkles of texturizing powder. You never have to tease your hair. This is so much easier, and you don't wake up with knots in your hair in the morning. Another nice thing this product is great for, if you do have, I'm going to use it up here up front, if you do have very soft, smooth, silky hair like Connie does, you know that sometimes it's a little difficult to keep pins in the hair, and when you're putting the hair up, it can actually be challenging because you don't have traction on the hair shaft. I'm just going to massage that up a little more, and put a little, and I'm just tapping the bottle. I'm not giving it, I'm not shaking and all that. I'm just tipping it over and giving it a tap. But you can see how that really volumizes this. But it also gives the hair a little bit of grip. This is what I was starting to say. So if you are one who has a problem keeping bobby pins in place and that sort of thing when you're trying to put your hair up, this is an excellent product to use through the hair. That's looking beautiful. It gives it nice. I like the way it gives it the separation. So it gives it a little bit of a tousled look too at the same time because of the massaging motion. So I'm going to go through over here too a little bit. this product is great because a little bit goes a long way. You can, if she just wanted to add extra volume through the crown, you would only use this through the crown. You are in complete control of how much of this product you're using. Now you see a number of ways that you can look great, feel great, have a great day. Thanks for watching.